Hi, Amri here. Hope all is well. Even though a lot of organizations have taken on DEI or have gone on a DEI journey, there are still some that want to understand better how can their organization get started with a diversity, equity, and inclusion program. I would reframe that question to say, how can an organization get started with a DEI program and move towards making DEI a way of being? You've probably heard a phrase similar to this: content is king. Bill Gates, from my research, said this over 25 years ago. He was absolutely right. Content has dominated our consciousness for a long time. Where DEI is concerned, especially during the pandemic, the murder of George Floyd, broadcast to device all over the globe, combined with the ubiquity of social media, now there's more content than we could ever possibly digest in the DEI space and beyond, and so many adjacent disciplines to DEI. And while a lot of this content overlaps and has come to signal that there are some common things that make up a DEI program, there's something missing. That missing is context. I talk about this a lot, and I'll continue to talk about it because I think it's something that we haven't fully digested in our work in DEI. Nicole DeVries said about 6 years ago that content may still be king, but context is the kingdom. So content is up front, but the kingdom and all that it entails is the context. And that's where we need to spend more time. And when it comes to DEI, DeVries couldn't be more accurate. So to take your DEI journey from what I consider kind of activity-based to initiatives focused on a particular identity or two or three, to combining these to form an approach, kind of mashing it up, from moving from there to DEI becoming systemic and normative in organizational life, it means making meaning together with your people about what DEI is, who it's for, and how it can, with time and unambiguous prioritization, create the conditions for people to thrive and make their best contributions to the organizational purpose. This means, again, understanding context. Understanding context requires dialogue and deliberate sense-making. We're making meaning with each other all the time. We have to be persistent and consistent in doing so. So if we come back to the original question, how can an organization get started with a DEI program with the intention to create a DEI strategy, or what we at Inclusion Wins call an inclusion system? The answer is spend considerable amount of time on context. And how can you do this? You can make it really simple. Ask 2 questions, ask those questions regularly. What do you need to thrive and do your best work? What can we do more of or less of in the organization to create these conditions? Now, I'm not talking about just me on an individual level. Everybody needs to share this. And I imagine there's some things that overlap amongst us that we can then take on as the inputs that we create towards making DEI normative. So the answers that you get from people will vary. Not everyone will agree. You'll need to experiment with a variety of inputs. There might even be some tension that arises as a result of this, and that's okay. It's not going to be a linear path. What's for sure is that if you have multiple sense-making, context-illuminating conversations, as I call them, you'll have a better idea of what inputs can move you from a few isolated programs towards a system where inclusion serves as an integrated, interdependent, connective force across your whole organization. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks for listening. And make sure that you pre-order your copy of Reconstructing Inclusion, Making DEI Accessible, Actionable, and Sustainable. You can find it on my LinkedIn page or at our website, inclusionwins.com. Make it a great day. Peace.